Is it good? Okay. Hi. I'm Candace, and today I'm gonna show you guys some of the records that I have. I haven't filmed that much recently, but I've been meaning to film this just because I've been lazy. That's like the real thing. Yeah, there's my cat again over there. What is that? Oh, that's my stuffed animal. So yeah, let's just get into it. So, I have this big crate of all the records that I have. They're all in a crate because you're not supposed to stack them on top of each other. And I had it upright. I was like, why not? But if you want to see my actual record player, it's right here. It's got a watermelon sugar sticker. Oh, there's also a Wallow sticker right here. Great band. Would recommend listening to them. Then I also got a Love sticker right there. And that's from when I got Yellow Submarine by the Beatles on DVD, and it came with a bunch of stickers and it was really cool. Also, side note, here's a baby that I painted like Harry Styles. Okay, so I haven't thought about how I'm gonna like show these to you guys. I think I am just gonna show you guys the album and show you my favorite song on there, which my favorite song will also be my recommendation. I'm gonna try to go in the order of the albums that I've gotten, like first album, blah blah blah, you know? Okay, so the first album that I ever got, where is it? I didn't lose it. That would suck. First album that I ever got was this album. Now this album is so good. I'm probably gonna say that for every single one, but this is a really good album. Khalid, great musician. I saw him at my birthday in Detroit actually this year, which was really cool. Or last year, 2019 technically. But I'd have to say that my favorite song in here is probably either Winter or Location. Those are some pretty good songs. Next album that I got is the Bohemian Rhapsody soundtrack for the movie. And this is a very good movie. And that's what really opened up my music taste a little bit, because I had listened to Queen a little bit, mainly just their hits. If I had to give a recommendation, I would recommend, I have to say, Hammer to Fall, probably. Honestly, if I'm talking about just a Queen song in general, my favorite Queen song is Good Old Fashioned Lover Boy. That's such a good song. Here's the next album that I got, which was Night at the Opera by Queen. Amazing album. It's an album known for Bohemian Rhapsody, the song, not the movie, obviously. But Death on Two Legs is a really good song. But I'd have to say that my favorite song on here is probably 39. So the next album that I got was Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band by the Beatles. It's a really cool, like, it has all of them right here, and whoa. And you can also like cut these out and like be Sgt. Pepper, but obviously I didn't do that. I'd have to say my favorite song off of this album is 1M64. So the next album that I've got is Harry Styles' self-titled album. Harry Styles. I love him so much. He is the definition of what it means to be a good person, a good Samaritan, a good musician in the music industry. He's just so open about everything, and he's just kind, treat people with kindness, and he's just amazing. And obviously I like him a lot. And I also have naked Harry Styles on my wall as well. So the thing about this album is that I like every single song on here, so it's hard to pin one down as my favorite / my recommendation, but I would have to recommend Ever Since New York or Only Angel. I believe the next albums that I've gotten is Meet the Beatles, which is their first album. I only knew I Saw Her Standing There off of this at first, and then I started listening to more of it, And I will say, I love It Won't Be Long. Next album that I've gotten is A Hard Day's Night soundtrack from the Beatles movie. See, I like the Beatles. I'm literally wearing a Beatles shirt right now, but I enjoy the Beatles a lot. I'd have to say, Can't Buy Me Love is a really good song. So, yeah. I'm not really going into detail with each album because I don't want this video to be super long. The next album that I got is Yellow Submarine by the Beatles, the soundtrack for the movie. And as you can see, I like the Beatles a lot. I'd have to say my favorite song is All You Need Is Love off of this. Also, you should really watch the movie. It's kind of weird, but it's a really good movie. So, the next album that I got is One Direction Made in the AM. I love One Direction so much. I really hope something happens on their anniversary this year, July 23rd. If I had to, Long Way Down, I love singing that song in the car. But What a Feeling is a really good song to dance to. Next album that I got was the Beatles' Rock and Roll, and it's kind of hard to see it, I'm sorry, but it's basically just a bunch of their hits, pretty much. But if I had to pick one from here, I'd have to say Roll Over Beethoven, because that's a really underrated song. Ooh. It's a really underrated song, and it's a really good song. So, the next album that I got is Queen Jazz. This is a really good album, but I haven't listened to it that often. But I'd have to say that Don't Stop Me Now is a classic off of this album. So yeah, that's Queen Jazz. The next album that I got is the Beatles' White Album. A bunch of my records fell over, but the Beatles' White Album. This album is legendary in so many different ways. Blackbird is a nice song off of here. Oh my gosh, what am I saying? Back in the USSR. That's a good song. Next album is Revolver by the Beatles. Seeing a trend here, maybe. Oh my god, Eleanor Rigby. That's a good song. Revolver by the Beatles. Next album is Divinely Uninspired to a Hellish Extent. Or is it Divinely Inspired? Oh my god, why do I not remember the name of this album? Okay. It is Uninspired. Okay. Lewis Capaldi. This man has an amazing voice. Everybody knows Someone You Loved. That's like his big song. But Hollywood and Lost on You are such good songs, and it's so heartfelt, and it's, yeah. Okay, next album that I got was this album right here. It's actually an exclusive one. It's a Coke bottle vinyl. This is Fine Line by Harry Styles. Is literally one of the best albums I've ever heard. It's so good in so many different ways. I have to say that every single song on this album is amazing. There's no bad songs. He does not have any bad songs, and it's hard to do that as a musician, to have like no bad songs. I really enjoy Adore You, and I also enjoy She. Those are very good songs. Next album, Youngblood by 5 Seconds of Summer. So, I was a fan of 5 Seconds of Summer back in like 2014, but I was like 9 years old, 10, and I was singing stuff that I didn't understand until now. And they were more pop punk back then, and I still enjoy their music. And this album is literally, there's no bad songs on this album. I'm telling you, there's no bad songs. And my favorite song off of this album has to be Better Man. Better Man and Talk Fast are really good songs. Next album I got is Beatles' Abbey Road. Great album. I've said like, you should count how many times I say great album in this, because I've said it a lot. Oh Darling is a really good song, and that's my recommendation. Next album is Goodbye Yellow Brick Road by Elton John. So, this is a really good album. It's really legendary, iconic. It's a really cool album too. Look at this. And then when you open it up, there's more, and like, it's a really interactive cover and album, and it's just so cool. Like that definitely has to be the coolest like casing, however you want to think of it, I've ever had in an album. But I have to say Jamaica Jerk Off is a really good song, so I recommend that song. Next album is Rocket Man Soundtrack. So again, it's a theme with the last two because, you know, I like Elton John. Oh my gosh, the sun went away. The Bitch Is Back. That's a really good song. Oh my gosh, Honky Cat, Pinball Wizard, I'm Gonna Love Me Again is the like original song that Elton and Taron Egerton did, and it's so good. I'm just gonna do these next two together. So, Queen's biggest hits, or greatest hits, sorry about that. I don't want to go into it because they're literally all the songs on these are really good and I recommend them. This video is getting too long, that's why I'm not really getting into detail or anything. Okay, so I have 3 albums left. This album, Panic at the Disco, Pray for the Wicked. Panic at the Disco, really good band, and I had an emo phase in middle school. I don't like to talk about it. And I really like Panic at the Disco's Death of a Bachelor. That album is amazing. But this is also a really good album, and it's not, I wouldn't like say that it's connected with their like emo stuff, you know, like back in like the mid 2000s. Roaring Twenties is a really good song off of here. Next album is Calm by 5 Seconds of Summer. Came out recently, and I listen to it at least like maybe 3 times a week. This album is so good, I cannot explain. And there's no bad songs on here either. And I hate when there's no bad songs because I can't recommend any. But I would definitely recommend Red Desert. That is a really good song. Red Desert, Wildflower, and High are really good songs. Now, it's the last album here, buddy. Fuck his buddy, I'm sorry. Last album. It's the most recent album that I've gotten, and the album is Nothing Happens by Wallows. So, I've gotten into Wallows in the past like 3 or 4 months, and I can't believe that I had not been listening to them before. Like, oh my god, I'm so bad at explaining things, but they are really good songs. Off of this album, everybody knows Are You Bored Yet by them. There's so many other good songs on here, you know? And I'd have to say that I'm Full, Treacherous Doctor, that's a really good song too. Some songs that I recommend by them that are not off of this album, I recommend Suntan. I also recommend These Days and Pictures of Girls off of their EP Ground. Yeah. So that was the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I really like talking about music, but I don't want this video to be super long, so that's why I'm not like getting into it or anything with each individual artist or anything like that. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this, and hope you have a good day. Adios.